Hey all, this is Jared here. I'm not recording an epic tutorial tonight. Something quick and dirty to help people that need to link Google Sites and Google Analytics. It's a very specific thing that I'm working on here. Now, I'm logged into my university account, and that's because I wanted to double check that the Google Sites in my university account worked with my Google Sites in my university account. We all have Google accounts, so we all tend to have university Google accounts. And so I'm logged into my university Google account. You're going to see lots of miscellaneous garbage on my screen along the way because I got a lot of garbage in my Google account. So let me come over here on my Google site, sites at google.com, and I'm going to quickly create a new blank site. Now I'm in the new version of Google Sites because the classic sites are going away, as you probably heard. So this is my um, track this site, Google site, right? So there it is. This is my main page. Now, of course, I have to make more than one page because if you only have one page, then really what's the point? And I'm going to call this my tracking test site. If you've never used Google Sites before, this is not that tutorial. All right, so now that I have this, I'm going to publish it. Yay! It's called Tracking Test Site. That's the name of the site. We'll get back to this later on. So beautiful. There you go. You can view my website. Matter of fact, if I come over here and hit view, haha, there it is. There's my one-page website. Now, what's the point of having a one-page website? Let's come back over here and let's make new pages. This is so funny. I am not fully versed in Google Sites, so I'm always going to be struggling a little bit. Let's see, I can do this. There it goes, pages. Plus, new page. See, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing, all right? So this is page 2. And then, of course, I'm going to click on advanced. Oh, nothing crazy with advanced. There's page 2. What I am going to do, however, is I am going to hide from navigation. Actually, when I make my Google Sites, I want to make sure that I'm controlling the navigation, so I tend to not have it put all the things in here. There's page 2, and let's do another one. And let's call this page 3. Oops. Page 3. And done. And there's 2 is with letters and 3 is with numbers. Yes, that's how wonderful this site's going to be. And I'm going to come over here, and I'm also going to hide from navigation. I'm going to come back to the home page, and I'm going to come over here, and let's see, insert. What are we going to insert? We're going to insert a text box. Yay! This text box is my links, right? And this one is going to be page 2, and 2 is going to be page 3. See how I'm doing that? I thought you'd like that. And if I come over here to page 2, actually I should call this one page 3 just to really increase the irony here. I come over to page 2 and I hyperlink it. When I go to hyperlink it, it's going to hyperlink it to page 2. Excellent. Apply. And if I hyperlink to page 3, I really do like Google Sites, by the way. Once you remember where everything is, it is horribly intuitive. Page 3, publish it, and there you go. Now, it's going to show me all the pages that I'm doing. It's publishing it. Now, if I come over here to my tracking test site and I hit refresh, it should show me my site. Here, Dougie. There it is. I notice that there's no navigation framework except the one I made. There's page 2. Back to the main page. Page 3. Back to the main page. Voila. I have a site. Now I want to track that site. Now, when I come over here to tracking that site, if I come over here to this and I click on settings and I click on analytics, it's going to go, what's your analytic code? And you're like, I don't know my analytic code. So the problem is Google Sites is really, really easy. Google Analytics isn't not. And so I can't enable my Google Analytics until I have a Google Analytics code, which means I need to set up Google Analytics in my Google Analytics part of my Google app. So I've already done this for other accounts. So I need to sort of play games here and say, ignore everything else that you see. I'm going to say that a lot in this quick little tutorial. Ignore everything else that you see. So I'll leave this one up, and I'm going to do a new tab, and I'm going to go to analytics.google.com. Analytics.google.com, and if you go there for the first time, it's going to say log in, but I'm already logged in, and it's going to say you've already got all these things, which I do, by the way, because I've got this stuff up. And you'll see I have multiple accounts. And the good news is you can set up multiple accounts. I've got multiple accounts from other places, so what I want to do is I want to actually set up a new account. So let's come over here, and this is the part where I've got to go a little slower because I want to make sure I do it right. All right, that's not what I want. I don't want to start. Probably would want to start a tour, but no. I'm going to go down here to admin. That's right, admin. And what you're going to see is I can create an account. I already have an account called Google Site. That's for something else. But I'm going to create an account, and the account I'm going to create is a brand new account, and the account name is going to be called my tracking test site. Now, when you're working on Google Analytics, you can have an account with multiple sites, or you can have an account with one site. So you want to view the account as being able to have multiple sites under it. So I don't need all these sub accounts, but I could if I wanted to. I'm going to do tracking test site, and it's going to ask you what sort of data are you trying to share. Now, the more data you share, the more information you get, but of course, the more people get weird about what information you set. For instance, by the way, if I click on Google products and services, what that means is that when people have literally put all their stuff online, I'll be able to see all sorts of things about them that you wouldn't necessarily know otherwise. It's automatically disabled, but I'm enabling everything. I have 90 access to 98 accounts. The maximum is 100. So the idea is that there you go. All right, so I hit next. So now I've got my site set up. The cool thing is I can also set up extra users. So if I was going to do this and I was working with like a student, for instance, I would set up the Google site and share it with the student to edit. I would set up the Google Analytics and share it with the student to edit so that I'm really the owner of the site. Now it's going to ask me for the property name. Now this is where it's talking about not the account name, but the property name, which is my tracking Google site. So this is my website, basically. I can set up sort of the right time zone, which does make a difference, by the way. And then, what's the advanced options? No. Next. It's asking me to tailor my business. My business is education. Education, my business. And I'm small. No, actually, we're a very large organization. And I'm here to measure customer engagement, something like that. All right, so I'm going to create it. Beautiful. I'm going to accept all the terms of service. Yes, track everything. Please, please, please. Now that's wonderful. Now it's asking me, what am I trying to collect data on? This is where it gets interesting because you can track iOS app usage, Android app usage, or a website. Obviously, I'm trying to track a website. So it's like, hey, what's the URL of your website? And you're like, I don't know. So let me go back to my website and say, oh yeah, that's my website. I'm going to actually get rid of the word home up there and do the root of it. And I'm actually going to get rid of the https:// and just go with the sites.google.com. If I come over here, because I already have the http:// put that in here, and I can call this anything I want for my website, which of course is my trackable Google site. There you go. And I hit create stream, and now it's going to say, here's that magic code you want. Copy it. I don't have to do anything else. I can close this, come back to Google Sites, where it was asking me for the magic code before, Analytics, hit the magic code, and now you're tracking. And that's it. Well, wait, that's it. Now if I come over here and click on, let me go back to the viewable site, refresh. All right, page 2, back it up. Page 3, back it up. Page 2, back it up. If I go to Analytics and I click on Analytics Home, you're going to see that I have multiple accounts up here. And you're going to come over here and see that, again, remember I've got these multiple accounts, but Tracking Test Site is the one I'm working on. And there's my Tracking Google site. And if I open it, it's going to show you the data is being collected. And right now, in the last 30 minutes, there's been 1 user per minute. I'm in Google Sites, and now I can kind of look at cool things like overview of the acquisition, and then I'll sort of tell you sort of things that are going on. Where's the good stuff? There's the real-time view, which obviously doesn't work any good because I'm the only one in here. I can look at the demographics of where people are calling from. I can even look at my own tech because I'm the only one who's been to the site. The tech is going to be really funny. If I click on the overview and the tech details, you really are. It's kind of amazing what kind of detail you're going to get out of these types of things. Right now, I'm not getting much of anything because I'm using Edge for the demo. So I'll explain later why I use Edge. That's it. So I can kind of look at all the good stuff that we've got over here, and it's kind of neat of what this works. So let me click on engagement. Pages and screens, because it's really what you want to look at here, and it's going to tell me what pages I'm looking at, and there you go. Right now, there's very little data here because I just launched it a moment ago. So the real trick is this. You set up the Google site as any way you want to do it, and this way you have to know what the URL of your Google site is. I would make sure that you're the owner of the site and that anyone working with you has administrative access to it. I then go to Google Analytics, I set up a new account, and then I set up a new website for it. I get my code, and then I go back and put it in Google Analytics, put that in the Google Analytics portion of Google Sites, and you're golden. All of this is going to be deleted, so I wouldn't copy any of the numbers you see on my screen. Thank you for watching, and I hope this is at all useful for you. It's very, very technical. Sorry about that. Thanks. Bye.